Hi, this is the Professional Amateur Hour coming to you with another review. This week, I checked out 9 Deaths of the Ninja, and this 1985 movie was directed by Emmerich Alston and stars Sho Kosugi, Brent Huff, Amelia Crowe, among others, of course. The story of this film follows this elite team of 3 people, one of whom is a ninja, and they have to go rescue these kidnapped people from this, terrorist organization in the Philippines. But what will happen exactly? You'll have to watch the movie and find out. Alright, so let's discuss this movie. Well, this movie is terribly bad in the greatest way possible. It is such a fun movie. It is so funny. I laughed my ass off throughout the whole thing, just at what terrible things I was looking at. There's no one thing that was really stand out to be, terribly great, but there's so many little things where I'm just watching and I'm like, I was in shock. I was in shock of what I was seeing, and I was laughing at it as well. So I think I can't really describe, what makes it so terribly great, but I do have some clips for you. So check these out. This first one is the first time you see the ninja. Now I know what you're thinking. Did that ninja have lollipops on his belt? Yes, he did. Another bad thing that I loved was the opening credits. I think you can find them on YouTube somewhere, but it's just the ninja going crazy with his sword while these ballerina dancers are dancing around him. It's so crazy. Check this out.
Don't know how or why this whole thing started. Is it worth a try from one out?
And if you like that, the main villain is right out of Doctor Strangelove, so check this out.
Is everything in place?
Yes, except for the co-star.
And lastly, I got ninjas versus watermelons. In addition, I really did enjoy Sho's performance as the ninja. I thought he was so serious about it all, and he must have had some training with the sword or something, because he's just going crazy with the sword. He is really good as a ninja, and he put so much heart into it as well. In addition, there are other characters around. They have the character right out of Doctor Strangelove, and he's interesting, but his sidekick I thought was really interesting. There's just so many interesting characters in this one, I thought. And also quite a diverse cast as well. So, lots of different things to look out for in this one. And that brings me to what doesn't work with this movie. Well, you know how I said everything was really hilariously bad? Well, I was shocked half the time at what I was seeing. I was just laughing at that shock as well. But I think every scene kind of takes a little bit too long. Everything is 1 minute too long, I would say, because if it's a 5-minute thing, the shock wears off around the 4-minute mark, and then you're just sitting there being oh my gosh, well what am I watching? And so everything is just a tad too long, but that's that at that point where the shock of what you're seeing wears off. You're just looking forward to the next thing. Luckily, it does come, fairly quick. So, it's just, everything is just a tad too long. With that being said, the story is just so absurd. They just throw in so many different things, that training sequence, or a memory, or a dream, or whatever. They just throw it all in there, even the kitchen sink they throw in. And so it's just so, not abstract, absurd, but, kind of messy, I would say. That you really have to be a bad movie enthusiast to really like this one. Luckily, I am that, but if you show this to a regular person, they're probably going to look at you weird for for a while. How can you enjoy this? But that's where I get my enjoyment, so just be aware of that. So who would I recommend this movie for? Well, I gotta say, if you are into cult movies, you should definitely check this one out. It is so great. Of course, also terrible at the same time, but that's what I watch it for. So definitely, if you're into cult movies or a bad movie enthusiast, check this one out. As for a rating, I'm going to give it the hilariously bad score of 3 because, bad movies should have bad scores. But I'm also going to give it a Shadow 8 because, like, as a cult movie, it is great. And having said that, I think that's all I wanted to say. So like and subscribe, and I'll see you next time.